Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. The game today is Extreme Tokyo Racer. Not one that I was really planning on buying really, but I looked at some screenshots and it looked really good. And it surpassed my expectations that I had for the game. I don't have any experience with the older games. I know that it has a lineage that goes back to like the PS2 era, but I never played those. So let's go ahead and we'll jump in. So far, what I've liked about this game is it has a really good gameplay loop. Of you go out, um, you track down these other racers that you're supposed to beat, these teams. There's a pretty good progression. So far, it's been pretty simple in terms of what you need to do. And I really like this style of game. Too many of the modern racers have turned into the festival games, the open world games, or I know a lot of people like them, but I'm not the biggest fan of them, and that's a lot of the games that make you do drifting and stuff mixed in. It's kind of nice to have a game that just has straight up racing. You progress by getting the currency, the CP points or whatever that we have here in the bottom left. Cars are pretty expensive. Usually I think they start about 3 million and something. But everything is kind of based around this loop of each night you go out and you challenge other racers. You get some credits, and you progress the story by beating certain racers, and then it'll draw a leader that will come out and challenge you. So far, I haven't had any real blockages so far in terms of difficulty. I've had a few that were quite challenging, but nothing so far that's been too bad. Maybe you have to retry a couple times, but it's mainly based around making sure that you have your upgrades and stuff that you need. Hopefully, I'm trying to save up to get a new car. This is still my starter car that I began the game with. But like I said, cars are pretty pricey, and I've been spending quite a bit of money on upgrades for this car to kind of keep it competitive. Because I was noticing acceleration is probably one of the more important things that you need in this, just getting that jump off. Because it's cool, I'll try and let's see, we got a challenge up here. I do like that ones you've already raced and you can re-race them. You don't earn as much, but you can re-race them to get some points. But they show up as green, and I like that. Ones you haven't challenged, they have the question mark over them, but they also show up on the map as blue, which is a nice quality of life thing. So you go behind them, and for Xbox controller, hit A to flash the lights, and then that starts a challenge. So let's see how this one goes. Woodpecker Syndrome. I like some of the names. Alright, so this is kind of the same that I've had, where they kind of pull away at the start, and drafting is a thing in this game. But this is a lot of the gameplay. It's starting these races and kind of just racing through the streets. And as you see at the top, it's kind of like a fighting game. If you get far ahead, you'll drain basically what's like the life bar of the other driver. And if they get a certain distance in front of you, they do the same thing. But also contact, so if you come over and hit, you can see it damages both. If you push them over into a wall, it does damage to them. If you hit other vehicles or the wall over here, if I hit that, I'll lose health. But there are perks that can lessen that effect, and ones that give you more of the SP gauge, as you can see it's called. And there we go, we got the win there. So they kind of range in difficulty, but I just really like this system. I've gone around and challenging the different drivers. Let's see. Go behind this guy, Indigo Helmswoman. I haven't raced this group yet. Let's test our luck. But some of them are really fun and close. So you have some that are just like I've had some that are just dogfights, where it's basically that's door to door hitting back and forth to the finish line, just kind of draining each other's health. And then there's other ones that I kind of just pull away, and it's not much of a challenge. And I've had a couple where I've challenged a AI driver a little bit early, and they kind of just pull away pretty easily. But doing a little upgrading stuff, come back, kind of get the upper hand on them. But they're usually, a lot of those are going to end up being pretty close races, which is fun. But I just enjoy this, just the high speeds going through the traffic and stuff. I really like the setting of this game and the gameplay feel. The handling is great. I do agree with somebody who pointed out that in one of the videos I watched about this, where it kind of has a snap back to center feel to it. So the car always wants to go straight. So I really haven't used the drifting much. As you can see here, they kind of, you can battle back and forth with each other, which is really cool. So it almost feels like a racing game mixed with a fighting game. So if you get right behind them, you can drain their health pretty good, but you can't finish them all the way off by making contact. Oh, we got him really good there. It always stops right there where it's flashing, and then you have to drain it the rest of the way. Oh, but I think he's going to get me. He's pulling away. I played around a little bit too much. Yep. So let's do this again, but this time let's not beat and bang so much. And see how it goes. And as you see in the bottom right down there with the tires, as you just go around the free run world, you do not lose tire health, but you do lose it in the actual races. So it kind of makes you have to go back to the garage every once in a while and refresh your tires and kind of reset. Let's see. Kind of blocking me a little bit there, coming out of that corner. And it's I feel like as the race goes longer, once you get the lead or they get the lead, it really drains the health faster the deeper it goes into the race. And there we go. Got the win. So it's just really fun. Even when you lose, you just immediately go back and you challenge. And just kind of test different ways of doing it. But as you see now, the tires are showing up as yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the garage. Okay, Full Throttle Street Racer. I like that one more. We'll go with that. Kind of shows you your night overview of how you performed, how many wins or losses that you had. And then each night as you finish, you get these, which you use for upgrades. So we'll go ahead and look at that, bring up the menu, our perks. And I like, there's a ton to pick from. So we have the driver level ones. These have a lot to do with the SP, basically your life that you have. So these perks, you can do more damage, basically have a higher attack when you're in front, have more defense so you drain less when they're out in front. Then you have the skills. These have kind of improved the amount of SP that you have. And then over here we have ones that kind of help with the contact, so you take less of a penalty when you hit the wall, like I was mentioning earlier. And then over here we just have some passive ones, so you can earn basically money that you use towards buying cars and things, upgrades. You can get it kind of passively as you just travel, and they just kind of go from there. So there's just a ton of content and things to do in this game. And then we go over here, just regular perks. This one's handy. This kind of grows your wallet, and then as you buy more cars, you can carry more money, but also be able to possess more cars, the machines. So over here we have all the vehicles, and you'll notice that there's a progression to this. So you won't be able to just buy anything right from the start based on money and based on having them unlocked. And you have to, it's one of those normal perk tree things where you have to kind of unlock them in an order. So even over here, you have to upgrade, buying the ability to upgrade different parts of the vehicle and improve it. So I just really love it, and it makes you kind of choose what is important at the time. Do you want to go for a new car? Do you want to just improve the one that you have right now? What do you want to spend it on? So I just really enjoy this aspect of it. So I think I'll save up a couple more before I spend them. I might do another race or so. So we'll go over here to tune. And what I was talking about before, when you buy those new parts that you can upgrade, you can go over here and they will show up down here. So like for the engine, the power unit, I did buy the level 2 one, so I was able to purchase that. And then as you purchase certain ones, that then allows you to go into the settings menu and you can adjust. So once you buy, upgraded tires or suspension, transmission, brakes, you can then go in and make adjustments to those. Then there's a whole aero section where you can make changes to the body, even adding neon lights. And then there's a livery section where you can change the design of the car. So there's just so much already, and this is still in early access. So like I mentioned before, each time that you go out and you do a run, when you come back, it passes a day, so it keeps track of your days. And then down here, we equip a skill. So I purchased the ones I mentioned. So we have this one where I take less from wall contact, and then this one where I get more of a gauge boost. So I equipped that one right there just to have more of the SP gauge. And let's go out and do another run. So the tires, you can change the type. So right now, like I said, these are restocked basically back to full health, and you can go out and make another run. So we can zoom out here. It's a nice size map, and you kind of unlock it as you go. The main thing that you're going to unlock is these little ramps into the area, and that's important because as you can see, like the racers, there's not really a way to like easily turn around once you're out in the open world. So say you want to challenge this racer right here. Well, the best way to do that is to find come up behind them and go in the direction they're going. So you want to find a ramp. So let's look at this one right here. So I'm going to go challenge this guy right here. Don't know who it is. It's a rival. This is going in the same direction that they are. So we're going to go ahead and pick that one and depart. Hit OK. So we're going to go ahead and load in from that ramp. And I'm really excited to unlock some, because there's quite a few cars like the Skyline and stuff that I can't wait to unlock in the Supra. So there's quite a bit to look forward to as I progress in the game in terms of trying out new cars. But the handling, the graphics, everything is really great. The performance so far has been really good. So I really don't have much. I mean, it's definitely a game that it's either for you or it's not for you, I guess, in terms of what you're looking for in a racing game. If you're looking for a wide variety of race types, then maybe not. But if you're like me and you just like classic, right on by the guy, and you just like classic style racing, just straight up kind of drag or circuit style racing, and not so much like the drift and the off-roading and all that stuff, then this is definitely for you. Or if you just like that old PlayStation 2 era style of gameplay in a racer. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this one. Seems like this one's going to be a little bit easier, so right off the bat, we got the acceleration advantage on this guy. Try to drift a little bit in that one. Nice camera to look around, back, forth, and sides. I do like having that camera control. So we're starting to pull a lead out. Almost got him. And there we go. But you are completely, free to roam around. And see, at certain times when you finish a race, you will, as you finish the objectives that they have and beat the teams you'll bring out the team leader. And there you see the rivals route, so that's the way that we should go. So we're going to take this ramp over here to the right. And this guy's fast. Kind of got the wall a little bit there. Hopefully we can catch up with the acceleration. Not hurting us too bad right now. Alright, he's going to go this way. Alright, we're starting to close in a little bit here. Start getting with top speed. I've noticed a lot of them, I can get them with the top speed. So, acceleration is definitely something I need to work on with some upgrades that I'm going to need to do. There we go. And then as you do these, they'll progress story elements to it. You'll have little cutscene, well, not really cutscenes. They're kind of still pictures with text that pops up that you read to progress the story. But yeah, I just want to do a quick look at this game because I've been playing it, and I just want to kind of show it off a little bit. That it's just a really fun racing game. Great graphics. The gameplay is just really fun. I like the way that the story isn't just it's there, but it doesn't take over. Kind of like some of the modern Need for Speed games, where it just constantly is taking control away from you for periods of time to watch cutscenes and stuff. There's none of that. It's just that style of basically that it stays true to itself. It stays true to the original series. There's some quality of life stuff that's been introduced, but overall, I mean, it just feels like your classic PS2 style, just great gameplay and not overly complicated. Some of the things, understanding how to progress, can get a little confusing at times with the menus of who you need to beat or where you need to go. But just a quick look through the menus and stuff, you can kind of figure out. But it's not always the easiest to figure out just when you're riding around, just who you need to beat or what you need to do, especially where a lot of them aren't named till you race them, so you're not going to know what group they're in immediately. But that's not the big deal, because I'm going to end up wanting to race everybody anyway, because it's a racing game. That's part of it. I want to do as many races as possible. But I just love that you can go around the free roam, open world kind of format that it has. You can just kind of ride around, and then when you're ready for a race, you can start one, because you can even, like I said, even ones you've beaten already, you can go behind them and start a race. So yeah, it's a really good game. I'm excited to see what they continue with the early access of it, but so far they are off to a great start, which is not surprising since it is the company that's known for the game. It's nice to see them come back with a modern game. But anyway, give this game a shot. $30 is not too bad, I gotta say, for what we get right now. And overall, can't really go wrong if you just like a simple drag style, circuit style racer, I guess you could call it, with a twist, with the kind of like the little life bar system. I'm not the best at explaining the game itself fully, because I am new to it still, but it's fantastic, and I highly recommend giving it a shot. Anyway, till the next one, see you guys.